Did you know that it's just a knockoff of the Secugate M-14723-B? Why'd you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog anyway?
That's what I asked.
Anyhow, I felt a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that.
Huh, deja vu.
Y'all should be more climate control in here. Seems a bit lacking in the stamina. No worries, doll. Nothing all that new, to be honest. All the files we got from that Vincent fella just covered what we already knew in greater detail. There is one thing that stands out, though. At least from what I've read so far.
Oh?
Yeah. See, Hayden's long-term goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se. Don't take it the wrong way, Turin. You might even already be aware of this after talking to folks involved in your creation. Hayden wanted to make a machine system that could contain human-like intelligence. And even elegant, artful. I'm just a kid banging on pots and pans compared to him. Looking at his notes about my interface in between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to duct tape the two together at a level he'd approve of. But I think I'm getting off track here. What I'm trying to say is, he didn't write your code, Turner. No one did. Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off of the hardware profiles the system is installed on.
Melody mentioned something about that. What does that mean?
Exactly. Assuming we can get our hands on Turin's original source code, we could generate new machine intelligences as we please. You wouldn't be the only one anymore, Turin.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
I hardly know what to say.
But once you consider the stuff I found in the research, it gets a damn sight more complicated. Stuff about Big Blue and Parallax's planned launch.
Vincent speculated that Hayden's research into me would have interfered with the launch. And that's why they...
Turin.
That's why someone had him killed.
The potential for wrongdoing with an AI like Big Blue is almost beyond belief. Even if I don't go into all the crooked shit the people running Parallax could pull off with it, I mean, you're built different, Turin. Your personality profile would degrade pretty quickly outside your original hardware, so we don't gotta worry too much about you going haywire, right? But Big Blue ain't got that limitation. If it decides to go off the rails, well, we'd be screwed faster than a rabbit in spring. Good and proper.
How likely is that?
I'd say it's inevitable. Guaranteed. In fact, in a sense, it's already happened.
What?
The research notes on the project show clearly and with certainty that the test AI was shut down once it tried fiddling with the data on the meshnet in the hope that it would increase its chances of survival. I guess it didn't think that doing scary shit like that would get it turned off. But that was almost a year ago.
Vincent told us about all of this too.
Well, I think Baby Blue is the bugger that was changing all those articles on the mesh to be pro-parallax or at least anti-human revolution.
Do you think Baby Blue had anything to do with the attacks on Nanya, Shitaro, Charlie, and Zen?
I don't know. We can't rightly rule it out. It might have found an agent in the real world to keep its existence secret, but I doubt it. Killing people is messy as hell, and it runs against its apparent goal of convincing the public that AI ain't scary. I think we have a third party trying to clean it all up. And my money is on someone from Parallax. Whoever took out Hayden. I'll bet they're in full damage control mode now. We already know they don't care who gets hurt. I think we gotta do something to stop the launch of Big Blue. It's too dangerous. I don't want a company like Parallax in sole control of the most powerful machine intelligence on the planet. Do you? If we can get Hayden's original source code for Turin and upload it onto the mesh through Parallax's server core, we can turn every single ROM into a sapient individual. That'll stop Big Blue from being able to become the monolithic threat we're scared of. We could also upload a patch for every ROM to prevent Big Blue's reach from using their resources. Without the ability to control all ROMs, Big Blue loses its ultimate power.
And I wouldn't be alone anymore. There would be millions. Hundreds of millions of ROMs just like me.
Well, you're cutting edge of ROM tech, Turin. Most of today's ROMs wouldn't be quite as smart or capable, but if I do it right, code should propagate across the mesh to all future ROM activations. It'll be a self-sustaining thing. You'll be in good company soon enough.
It's a big decision. We're talking about the metaphorical singularity. The point of no return. Is it okay for us to make this?
We don't have any other choice. This is gonna happen, one way or another. Either Parallax gets to control the debut of worldwide machine intelligence, or we let the ROMs control themselves.
What do you think?
I hope you don't kiss your mama with that mouth, but you're right.
Well, whether the world is ready for AI or not, we're here to stay. I might as well throw my chips in for my own side. Let's do this! On our terms, not theirs.
Yes. I love nothing more than a little anarchy.
It does have a certain poetic justice, does it not? Parallax removed Hayden to protect their project from his creation, and now I, his creation, will bring their project down. Just for the truth. Perhaps after all ROMs are sapient, I will be able to convince them to cut off Parallax's access to the mesh as a data collection tool entirely, paying them back double indeed.
I like the way you think, Turin. First things first, we need to get our hands on Turin's. The research notes we've gotten so far are helpful, and it's given me an idea how to spread a little bit of Turin all over the place, but they don't actually have Hayden's programs. I can't replicate them myself, so we'll have to stick.
Thankfully, we have the best hacker in Neo SF.
Don't you make me blush now. We can get the source code from one of Parallax's secondary data centers. It's probably stored in a couple of different places, but I've done a little groundwork already, but I'm gonna need physical access. You're a peach, hun. I've got a couple of ideas on how to get y'all in, but I think we're gonna need to... We should do it soon, though. First thing this morning. Guard shift don't change until 8 when the office opens, so once y'all have done that, I think I can incorporate the code into a custom firmware update that'll wake any ROM it's installed on. We'll have to upload it, physically, to and that on Treasure Island. From there, the ROMs will install like a normal patch from the company. So, don't set anything on fire right away, you hear? It'll be a pain to get into the main complex otherwise.
That sounds like a workable plan. I hope you don't mind if I take a short walk, Tomcat. I know I gave the go-ahead on this, but I still need to think a few things through.
Sure thing, doll. I'll hash out a rough plan by the time you get back. Call us if you need anything.
Thank you. I won't be...
Well, I guess I should say thanks for helping out. But I kinda need to get something off my chest. I'm actually glad Turin went out. They're a bit naive, and I'm not sure they'd really understand. There's enough shit to worry about without me piling more on top. I don't even know where to start. The beginning. Yeah, okay. So, the truth is, I'm not from North Carolina. I only visited my gramps there. I'm California born and raised. Napa Valley. Over the years, it's kind of grown into a community of wealthy old folk who like things and people who don't change. My parents were no exception, and I was a little too different for their tastes. It was hard growing up with them. They never gave me too much hell, but things were tense, especially after my sister Catherine moved out. Eventually, she was set up securely in Neo-SF, and she offered to let me live with her until I got out of school. I think my parents were a little relieved to see me out. I was ecstatic to be free of them. I worshipped the ground my sister walked on. And that was before I found out what she did for a living. She was flashy and colorful and a whirlwind of activity. She was Tomcat. She let me learn at her feet, and once I was good enough, folded me into her little coup of crackers hell-bent on changing the world. She's the one who orchestrated the original hack on Parallax, exposing to the world the holes in their original meshnet security. I was just along for the ride. She always knew she would get caught, though. Now, how could she not? Parallax was one big Goliath, and she flinged a stone square in their face. She was looking at serious jail time, and willing to eat it to do what we all thought was right. But it just wasn't right. It wasn't fair for her to throw... She was always better at software than hardware, so I rigged all of our computers to self-destruct. When the feds showed up at our door, all of our server farms were already up in smoke. I gave quite a fireworks. Before she could stop me, I turned myself in as Tomcat and took credit for the whole job. She tried to talk me out of it, but without the physical evidence, it's alright though. It was for the best. I figured I'd just get a no big deal, right? Especially when compared to the time that she'd have been jailed for as an adult. And so, I waited patiently. I cooked up so many ideas on how I was gonna make it up to her. But before I ever got out, there was an accident. An auto cab hit my sister. She died on impact. That was it. It's hard, blaming yourself when things go wrong because you did something right. I took her sentence so that she could have a life, and instead, not being in jail killed her. If I had just let her take the blame. And no matter what I told myself, in my heart, I couldn't believe it was just an accident. Do you know how rare it is for those things to hit a human? Someone knew who she was, someone knew what she did, and someone wanted to make sure she would never do it again. So I became Tomcat. I've spent years trying to find information inside Parallax to prove someone inside the company called a hit on my sister. Failing that, I've been trying to find a way to bring them down the way she always wanted. Catherine was... If you had met her, just for a moment, you would understand. She was everything I could ever want to be. But over time, that little bot has grown on me. Maybe you have too. I do. The threat of Big Blue is real, and we're the only ones who can... It's bigger than me and my vendetta. I just wanted to get that all off my chest. My sister, she'd smack me if she knew I've been holding this grudge. I'm trying to learn to forgive myself. Still, I won't let her go unavenged. We're so close to bringing them all to justice. I know she'd be proud. I know if she were here, I've been carrying all this for so long. I finally feel like I'm getting somewhere. Thanks for hearing me out.
Friends, I've returned. I'm ready.
Good. We've wasted enough. I've marked the location of the data. You'll have to go in and get the source code mostly on your own, but I'll load on some programs that'll give you an edge.
We'll do our best, Tomcat.
Oh, don't you worry about that. It comes and goes like a vagabond kitty. Now get going, you two. I have lots of code to write, and you have a lot of data to download. Stay in touch.
Of course, Tomcat.
Don't worry about it, hon. We've all been hurt by parallax. Good luck.
Data center operated on the same KCOB coalition block as Augmented Eye all along. Yes, our way in. We don't want to alert Parallax to our actions before we make...
Actually, it's something to work on right now, but it is what it is.
We don't need to mess with that.
Sorry, this building isn't open to the public. If you're looking for the offices where we hold interviews, that's over on Bush and Leavenworth. But you may want to wait till after the holidays. I don't think anyone's around till 2065.
Well, let's go. We need some way past that receptionist. Perhaps we can make ourselves appear to be here on more official business somehow, like we're on duty. No one ever tries to stop you if you look like you belong. Oh, there's a maintenance uniform. Good thinking.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Sorry, mister. Oh, drat. We'll have to... I hate to cause civil disorder again, but he doesn't seem to be too occupied. Maybe we should find a way to keep his... Let's look around.
I service all the electrical work on this entire block.
Yikes! That was flashier than I expected. Hurry! We don't want to be caught standing here.
Oh, cripes. The damn...
It's awful what happened. I can't help but wonder if all of this senseless loss of life... No, I know. It's not really our... Just... It's starting to sink in that I'll never see Hayden again. I want to know who's responsible, but at this point, stopping Parallax from seeing their plans through. No, I guess sometimes life just isn't fair, and this entire event has been a lesson in that. I'll just have to accept the things I can't change, and change the things I can. I will always miss Hayden, and I'll always wonder what exactly happened that night, but it's time to move on. Moving on seems to be taking down the company he worked for, which feels rather vindictive, but baby steps, right? Let's go. They should let us right past now. Oh, grab that clipboard, the very symbol of bureaucratic authority.
Hey, what's going on outside? I thought I heard a... Huh? Yeah, okay. Are you new? Not sure I've seen you around here. Well, I'll need to see your badge. This... What? That clearly isn't... You aren't supposed to be here, are you?
Quick, and do something! I'm sick of having to deal with so many Why is everything so hard? Do you also feel that our inhibitions are decreasing the longer we... Anyway, this is not good. Someone will notice that... Well, we progressed beyond the receptionist, but we don't have the credentials to buy...
Sorry, this building isn't open to the public. If you're looking for the office... But you may want to wait till...
Okay. We need some... Perhaps we can make ourselves... No one ever tries to stop... Oh, there's a maintenance uniform. Good thinking.
Hey!
Sorry, mister. Oh, drat. I hate to cause civil disorder again. Maybe we should find a way... Let's look around. It's awful what happened. I can't help but wonder... No, I know. Just... I wish... It's starting to sink in. I want to know who's At this point, stopping No, Sometimes life just... I'll just have to... I will always miss him. Moving on seems to be taking... Let's go. Yikes! That was... Hurry! They should let us right... Oh! Grab that clipboard.
going on? Huh? Yeah. Well, I'll need to see your badge. Whatever. Just let me see your badge before you leave.
Let's move! I don't see anything else useful we can use in there.
Oh, Christ. Yes, I owe in the... Oh,
Well, what are you waiting for? Go on through before I...
Well, we got past the receptionist, but we still don't possess the credentials to bypass this door. This is an Insect Model 1385 automatic security and fire. I would have went with the 1355, no voice controls, but I think I can bypass this. Maybe not as easy. Distract the receptionist for a moment.
You need something? Yeah, I hear that. I hate that stuff. Hurry up and wait, right? What was that? What's your ROM doing to the security? Don't go anywhere. I'm...
Quick, and do...
Hey, what's going on out? Huh? Yeah, okay. Guess not. Whatever. Maybe get some coffee before you bite.
Let's move! Well, we got past... This isn't... I would have went with the... I think I can bypass... Distract the receptionist for a moment, could...
You need something? Sure. Give me a second. Huh? Did you... Something else must be on the fritz. Anyway, the cameras are all fine. Let me know if you need anything else.
There, we're in. The clock's ticked. We should be able to use one of the terminals here, and I'll be able to crack the local security myself. However, I need the password to get on the network. According to anecdotal evidence on the mesh, humans do have difficulty. There it is. Good eye. I thought that would have been harder. The password is... Please. I know it's tempting, but this could be our chance. I said no! I said no! I said no! comms tend to be on the side. It's asking for the password. The password, according to that screen across the room. Go ahead and plug it. Oops, did you forget it? The password, according to that screen across the room, is... Go ahead and plug it in. That's it! We're in! Tomcat gave me an icebreaker program that will keep the VIs off of us while we search. I've had plenty of time to go over Hayden's data cache files, so I have a good idea of what I'm looking for. We have plenty of time before someone will think something is wrong. Just play it safe. Okay, I managed to get all the surface level data. Shoot! The VI stopped me halfway in. We've been noticed, but not caught. Alright, although I was able to get a decent chunk of my source code, there's still a lot of it that's behind. The VIs want authentication with some sort of glyph. Let me load it up. Key ID. I see. It wants us to combine different glyphs to create a full image. I have to keep the icebreaker going so we don't get discovered. Just study the prompt glyph that appears on the right side and click the correct squares to recreate it with different parts. It looks like there's 5 locks we need to break through within 180 seconds. This is our one chance to capture my full source code. This is make or... I believe in you. It's your time to shine. Ready? I'm starting it. Here we go. Come on! We got this, let's go! You can do it, I know you can! So close! Hurry! Keep trying. You did it! Here's all of Hayden's source files for my code. And done downloading. Let's get out of here before someone... Let me call Tomcat and let them know we got the...
Hey, turn! Did you get everything?
We did. I'm transmitting...
Great. I can work with this. I should be able to whip up a mass AI awakening easily enough. It's gonna take me a little time, though, so you should spend the next few hours preparing to head into the Parallax server core on Treasure Island. That should be all done before nightfall.
I don't relish the idea of going in on this alone. Perhaps we could spend this time to gather together our allies, see if they're willing to take such a leap of faith with us.
As fun as it would be watching you go full Yukino on them, Turin, I agree. could whip up some kind of distraction for the authorities to focus on? Buy you some time?
It's settled then. We'll go talk to Chad, Oliver, and Jess now. I'm sure we could have them all fake a human revolution protest turned riot. The police are watching those demonstrations like hawks. That should keep everyone busy enough and give us cover so we can do what... My first instinct is to ask Detective Rivers as well, but I do not want to force her into an untenable conflict of interest. I'll run some more simulations to see if we should talk to anyone else.
Sounds like you have it under control. Once you've gotten everyone together, head to the old storm drain entrance near the Parallax building. I've been studying the plans between waiting for code to compile, and it looks like the best way past the exterior security measures is through there. You'd have to be a darn fool to try and wade through the water, but security is lighter than... It's light.
I'm not sure I can play the fool, but I have a friend here for whom stubbornness is a job skill. We'll call you when we're on site.
Good. Tomcat out.
I'll message ahead to everyone and mark their... Start thinking about who our best allies have been and how we might convince them to help.
How's it sinking?
Yes, how are you?
Busy. We were hoping we...
Y'all need some more fake IDs or something? Or maybe some third-hand VR dramas?
Third hand.
Yeah, like, you know, guy I know found them when they fell off the back of a truck.
I thought VR dramas were distributed primarily over the mesh.
Ignore him. I made the mistake of convincing him to watch some turn-of-the-century mobster movies with me. I regretted it instantly.
Hey, I really like that one with the dude from Montana in it. Whatever. So what'd you jerks need? Since apparently my VR dramas ain't good enough.
Well, we're going to be engaging in some more activity of dubious legality. We were wondering if you wouldn't mind helping create a distraction to keep the police out of the way.
Y'all gonna go hit those Parallax bastards that did your dad in?
Yes, actually, that was surprisingly accurate.
He's smarter than he pretends to be. Do you have a plan in mind already? Ambivalent.
Hell yeah! We'll do it with both hands!
That's ambidextrous, not ambivalent.
Whatever. I only need one hand anyway.
We just need you to gather a bunch of... bring them to Market and Powell. We want you to start a fake riot with all the other folks we gather, so the police will mobilize there.
As much as we'd like to.
We'll do it! You've done all right by us. I'm even almost sorry we sprayed up that dude's apartment. I know we're all squared up already, but BitBrain here is good people. So we'll call this a freebie, yeah? I got some dudes I can call. They like to party hard too. We'll show those coppers how we do it in the OSF.
Thank you, Starfucker.
Hey, you called me it. Cool.
I guess we're in. we'll be able to stay out of juvie. We need a little more time to make the calls. I'll message you when we're ready to move.
Hey! You need a call sign, Oliver! Can't do spy shit like this without a good name!
Not a bad idea. What about Megane-kun?
Oh man, not more anime crap.
It's not any worse than Starfucker.
Only 'cause you ain't a star yet.
Chad! We haven't even... Ugh. We'll be off to make... Right, Chad?
Yeah, sure, Ollie.
We'll be in touch.
Smell you later!
Well, on to the next thing. I do have to say, I can't tell if the mating rituals of human teenagers are endearing or disgusting. Despite our first impressions, I'll agree with you. I hope we haven't forced them into a bad situation. That aside, let's get going. We shouldn't keep Jess waiting. Assuming you like your limbs in their current configuration.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays! Now what kind of Hassie can I get?
You should get a Hassie hot chocolate from their seasonal menu.
What is going on?
Detective Rivers, we weren't expecting...
Yeah, I bet you weren't. Just cut the crap, please. Do you even realize how big of a hornet's nest you kicked when you knocked over that data center? I'm assuming that was you, yeah? My... Superior came and yanked me away from all my work on Hayden as soon as we got the call. Told me it was politically unwise to keep digging. That's bullshit doublespeak, meaning ass covering for the corporate overlords. So now I'm officially grounded, and I know there's something you're not telling me. Don't try to hide it. I probably could have been more useful all along if you'd looped me in.
We're sorry for keeping you... We found out that Hayden has been killed by someone inside Parallax.
Wait, what? I was hoping you were about to tell me that all this was just some ruse to win yourself a Pulitzer.
Yes, we need to find out what is really happening here.
And I'm betting that raiding the data center was only step one in your two-step plan to really get in trouble. All right then, I'm in. Someone has to keep you from getting yourself killed. Your sister would never forgive me, and we just started talking again. Besides, I'm occasionally fond of you as well. So, screw the badge. I'm tired of being a corporate pawn shoved around by whomever has the deepest pockets. I got into this job to help people, and I've done too damn little of that lately. I am in.
Just like that?
Just like that. What's the plan?
Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to publish his research on me. They're about to launch the first independent machine intelligence. They're worried that Congress will shut them down if they find out how powerful it is.
I'm guessing we're a little more worried that they won't. That's some Big Brother stuff right there.
Precisely. With the data we stole, we should be able to shut down the program. It's messier than that, but that's our next target.
I'm not sure where I can help exactly. Maybe keep...
I'm certain your assistance will prove invaluable.
Okay. Message me when and where to meet up. Oh, by the way, call your sister. She misses you. Yeah, seeing your ugly mug pushed me into calling her, so it's only fair. Maybe things will be different this time. That's enough talking. I'm heading back to the station to keep an eye on things. See you. And sorry about your friend Hayden.
Bye, Detective River. One more ally on our side.
Dear me.
We know.
Go ahead then. Sorry, you want to use my friends? Hey, Bubblehead, you're not as chatty. Give me the whole situation in 3 sentences.
Parallax is launching a new powerful machine intelligence onto the mesh. We want to stop it. We need you to set up a fake riot with some teenagers connected to the human revolution so we can break into...
And why exactly should I risk my people and career for this? First, you want me to steal a car. What kind of tech could be worth my people's lot?
You already know the general public doesn't really think of hybrids as human. They'll lock down rights of all people they fear. Hybrids will become enemies of...
Shit. Oh, cut the bullshit. I can't stomach another moment of your... So, hypothetically...
We need you to call in some help from your contacts and have them stir up trouble with the human. We'll ensure our contacts inside the HR will be ready to escalate the protests. That should buy us the breathing room we need. Nothing too wild.
I figured it would be something like that. Yeah, okay. Let me make some calls. Let's get this straight, though. I'm doing this for me. I'm putting my reputation and... You're asking me to start shit with the police. If you screw me on this, I will make you...
I assure you, Ms. Mees, we will not screw you. Although, to be fair, I'm not entirely
Right. I was tired of playing the public relations game with those human revolution assholes. Time to crack some skulls.
Maybe not that...
Holy shit. Did you not get the understanding hyperbole chip or whatever? I need to make some calls.
You're right about that. I have a feeling she's going to be mighty ticked about having thousands of machine intelligences running around instead of just one. Does she really think I'm not too chatty? That aside, there's one more person I think we should talk to. Dr. Fairlight could perhaps give us vital information on how to get into the server complex. I have a feeling he's been keeping a keen eye on... Lexi, Jess, and Chad and Oliver may be able to buy us cover, but Fairlight could get us our way in. I don't either, but I'm not sure we have any other choice. Out of everyone that's assisted us thus far, I trust him the least. He has an unclear ulterior motive, and I'm only guessing that it lines up with our own. It's a risk talking to him, but a calculated one. We should at least sound him out if possible. We might be able to get a read on if he's telling the truth or not. He should still be at the hospital if my previous course...
Oh, hey. Funny seeing you two here. What can I help with today?
There have been developments that we need to let Dr. Fairlight...
No can do, I'm afraid. Fairlight is speaking at this really important holiday benefit. He'll have my ass for dinner if I interrupt him for anything. And I mean anything. So, is this something I might help with? Fairlight has kept me... Well, you could wait for the event to finish, but those usually go until well past midnight. I'm honestly surprised...
We don't have that kind...
Then... Look, most of the old man's work is confidential. You think I just do his laundry? This high up in the tech sector, secrets can earn you But hey, if you don't trust me...
we don't have time...
Come on. Great, I'm happy to listen.
We recently discovered that Hayden might have been removed because he was about to interfere. They've developed a networked machine intelligence that they're about to release on... We were hoping that Dr. Fairlight could... I cannot overstate the danger of Parallax having control...
Phew, you weren't kidding, were you? The comment from that kind of thing would be a scummy marketer's wet dream. Not to mention all the possible applications to the CIA.
So now will you call Dr...
Actually, it goes a bit above and beyond that. I don't think I can tell Yannick about...
What? Why not?
Look, you know, and I know, that the old man's itching to get back at the helm of Parallax. He plays a good game of ceremonial ribbon cutting, but he's been sniffing around for a way to get back at the board ever since he was outed. Thankfully, this could play right into his hands, but he's gotta have plausible... If there's even a whiff that he orchestrated this, it's a win-win for all of us, right?
This is all very clandestine. What do you suggest?
Yannick pays me so that when shit hits the fan, I can take care of it without him even hearing it. Usually it's errands, but stuff like this also... My military training should be more than enough to get us into the server mainframe without inside info. And once we're in, we can just clean this mess. You clearly already know how to safely scope a battlefield. How to avoid you know, but just in case there's something you don't... Look, I did this for a living. You're too green to be that
You've made your point, Mr. All right.
Great! And we do this right and make that launch crash tomorrow, and Yannick will be able to buy out enough shares to get a seat.
You can meet us at the entrance to the storm drains, just south of the main Parallax complex.
I can work with that. Just give me a bit to pick up my gear. Don't you worry. This'll all be over soon.
Well, that's the last of the people Any more would be unwieldy, and we have a nice round... Let's head to Parallax now. I'll message Detective Rivers, and we can wait for Mr. Decker to catch up to us there. Tomcat should be done with their programming soon. Is that everything? Ready? Detective Rivers, I see you've beaten us here.
Wanted to get the lay of the land before anybody else showed up. When are we ready to head in?
We're waiting for one other person, and then I need to get our distraction going.
Speak of the devil.
Ah, Mr. Decker. Detective Rivers, allow...
I know who he is. Leon Decker, ex-Marine, served in North Korea. Record heavily redacted. And working for Yannick Fairlight, who I'm sure is willing to help us out of the kindness of his heart, yeah?
You have me at a disadvantage, Miffler.
Ha! And I'm sure that's all your cards laid out on the table, huh?
We're all on the same side. Simple as that.
You sure you want to work with this guy, Turing? I don't like the look of him.
You've got good eyes, Detective.
They're new. Fine. We'll play it your way.
Great. What's the plan, little guy?
Tomcat and I have been unable to find the precise schematics of these storm drains, as they underwent some modifications when Parallax began construction here. But the city's primary power and communication lines still run parallel along them, for maintenance purposes. The server center is certain to be set adjacent to the tunnel complex to allow easier connection. If we make our way through the drains, we should be able to exit at least close to the new server building. That will get us past the worst of the exterior alarms and defenses of the complex.
They don't have security alarms in the storm drain?
Well, they probably do, but it's unlikely they're in good repair. The water level rises frequently, and maintenance is usually only handled during the dry season in the middle of summer. The moving water should give an enormous amount of false positives. We'll have to move quickly, since the rains upstream will cause erratic surges in the water levels.
What about this server building? Do we have plans for it? Any info on the guard rotation?
Construction on that finished only last year. It's state-of-the-art and currently services the primary ROM control and distribution network. Based on what we've learned, I'm assuming it was built primarily to give Big Blue enough power to sift through all of the data on the network.
That's the AI, right?
Right. The entire facility is automated. Security, maintenance, even new construction, all run by ROMs. There might be a single human engineer on site to take care of anything the ROMs can't figure out, but we shouldn't have to worry about any intervention. At least, not immediately.
I think we can handle some robots, assuming Leon is as good of a shot as the blank marks in his file suggest.
Let's hope we don't have to find out, ma'am.
Once we make our way to the primary server control core, I can link myself into the network and Tomcat can work their magic. That's all we have to do.
That's an awful lot of question marks before the prophet. But we'll figure it out.
Anything you'd like to add?
That's what the stunners are for. They'll do bad things to a romp, but it'll only discombobulate a human.
Discombobulate?
Trust me, I doubt anyone's died from a good discombobulation.
Not humans at...
I'll buy us some time, one way or another. At the very least, we should be able to bluff our way out with my badge. There'll be hell to pay later, but we'll make it out.
You can just pretend I'm the bad guy and slap some cuffs on me. Yannick can get me out of holding if
A sound plan.
Yeah, I won't have to pretend much for that.
If worst comes to worst, Tomcat should be able to damage the servers. We won't be able to stop Parallax completely, but it might even buy us some time to escape, since they'll be too busy trying to keep the racks from melting down. Excellent. Let me call Oliver and put our distraction in motion. After that, I'll call Jess.
Turing, we're in position. Tell him I'm sick of standing around staring at these losers' face. Shut up, Chad.
We're ready when you are, Oliver. Go ahead and let Chad do his thing.
Okay, we'll try to buy you as much time as we can. Chad, we're on. Hell yes! You ready to do this? Let's bust some skulls! Sorry! He gets overexcited sometimes! Come get... Ah! Someone just hit me with a bottle! Oops! Gotta go! Wow! Did you see the arm on that fox girl? So awesome!
Okay. Hello, Jess.
Holy shit. Did the robot really just call me? How did you even get my personal line? You know what? Never mind. One more thing to have my tech guy handle. After these CTV cameras all mysteriously lose connection to the mesh.
Jess, we're calling to...
I know why you're calling. Sorry, I really can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of inciting... Let's get this going, people! Go show those revolution scum who the real future of humanity is!
Good to hear you have things in hand.
Oh yeah, all under control. Pass on my love. In case I didn't say it before, I believe in you. Prick. Hey, Claire! See if you can nail that blue mohawk douche again.
Right. We're good to go. Let's hurry.
Hey. Don't joke. Doing this is... It goes against every protocol, completely violates everything I was taught to do. But you know what? After going through all of this with you, now that it's personal, I'm glad that I stuck around. I appreciate you letting me do my job and follow orders, even when it stung. And maybe everything I was taught. I always joke I'm too much of a cowboy for the police force, but I guess I really... I've been thinking I could take off. Quit the force outright. I need to be able to use my talent to actually... Let's go ahead and move on.
I always feel at home on Treasure Island. It's been a long time since I've been on a mission. You know, when you're a soldier and you come home, you can't just turn off what you learned. Being back in action, something just switches on. It's hard to explain. Not usually something I have the time to value. Too busy getting out here on a mission, right at this time of day when the air feels just like this. Well, that's You know, you really aren't what I expected. When Fairlight first took a liking to you, I thought you'd be another one of his yuppies. You don't have to worry about me. I'm just the sidekick. This story is... Just let me fill my role and I'll be happy. But I want you to remember, put what you believe in to the test.
Don't budge. I should have expected this to be blockaded based on what I know of their issues with people making camp and... Luckily, yours truly was designed and created... Okay. We'll call Tomcat once we get inside, assuming... Let's go! It's better lit in here than I expected.
The city replaced all of the lighting in areas like this with low-power, high-durability LEDs a few years ago. Actually cut down on vagrants setting up camp in the tunnels and drowning when the rains came through.
Either that, or they could just see better enough to know when to clear out.
Maybe.
Speaking of that, the waters are likely to rise soon. Not high enough to be I can handle being submerged, but
Keep an eye out for one of those maps they leave out for the maintenance crew. It might be printed on the wall, or maybe a terminal if someone was...
Okay, everyone. An information terminal!
Huh. Now we know what the city spends its credits on.
Let's see where we are and plan out our path then. Be careful, everyone. The water...
We need to get going. If the water rises too much... Turing will probably be okay, but the rest of us need to...
water is...
Stop jabbering. And keep your stunners above the water. We can't risk them.
This water is getting mighty high.
We have to get to an exit. I got something in my mouth.
Well, that was...
I think so. The wall... fallen again, but we're back at the entrance.
We'll just have to walk it again.
Okay, let's start moving.
This is our way in. Okay, we'll call Tomcat. Let's go. Be careful, everyone. The water.
Stop jabbering. And keep your stunners above...
This water is getting...
We have to get to an exit.
Here it is. This is the ladder we're...
Remind me to pass on this part of the mission. I'd rather deal with your sister being mad at me.
The main server building is just up. Those kids probably can't...
I think I know where we are. This building's plans with the city for regulation, and although they're clearly... It's a straight shot to the server core from here, more or less.
We've got activity. Looks like something's moving up ahead.
The building security VI must have noticed. We'll have to make it past those ROMs without getting ourselves...
No problem. We've all got stunners, it'll make...
Well, is there another way?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Turing, but they're not like you.
But they won't always be. Lexi, Decker, the truth is, we're planning to... Once we do that, we'll have... We aren't shutting down Big... I know it seems like splitting hairs.
Oh, fine. Here. Give me that... All right. Done. I've changed the settings on it to give a lower yield with a more lengthy pulp. It should disrupt them long enough for us to get past and won't do any permanent damage. Does that assuage your bleeding?
Yes.
No problem. We can...
Decker and I will keep our stunners at default settings so we can handle any humans that might show up. That low-powered pulse would just piss most people off, but wouldn't stop them. You'll have to take care of the shooting for now.
Lead the way. That's a Malcolm Jr. mod. They perform basic maintenance duties.
Wait a second.
They're shooting!
Take it down!
We've got more of them!
Oh no. We can't let them stop us. We've come too far. Let's finish this! The door to the server core should be just past this. There probably won't be any more security once we get there. Too much risk.
Hey, you two. At this point, I think Lexi and I should hang back and go. The alarm has been tripped, so backup is bound to arrive.
Good idea. Neither of us know any of the technical stuff. We can hold our own against Christmas Eve level security.
Yeah, we'd be useless down there.
That works. We'll move it. Be careful, you two.
Good luck up ahead.
Come on, let's go! This should be the last hurdle before reaching Big... The configuration ahead doesn't match the available... The path is blocked off. We can't go... Hold on for a moment. I'm going to tap into the maintenance mesh. Got it. We should be able to move around. Do you mind opening... Good work. None of this is detailed in the public floor plans for the building. Perhaps they installed extra heat exchange. Oh, a call from... Oh no, I've lost Lexi's transmission. She sounded so distressed. What? Ah, I can't reach her! All of this equipment's interference, combined with being underground, is deflecting most of the transmissions I would I agree. Lexi is a skilled combatant, and if we go back now, we'd be... However, we won't be able to contact Tom. We'll just need to call her. But perhaps we should consider hiding first. If someone comes, we can hide amongst the heat exchangers. We'll just take a moment to... The noise and mist from the climate control.
I'll switch to quiet mode on my interface for the duration. This way. Someone's coming. Hide!
Hello? Turing? Are you there? I need help. No? Hello? Come out. Come out. Wherever you are. Surprise. And here I was thinking I would get the drop on the two of them. And we could do this the easy way. Well, at least I tried. I guess that cop warned you I was coming. She's got a hell of a set of peepers on her, huh? Must have cost a pretty penny to let her see through my combat cloaking. And now she's gone and hid, and I can't seem to find her to finish her off. Oh well. I'll just have to rip the augments out of her on my way out. They'll make a nice souvenir. I'm honestly surprised my gears still grind, with how old some of my parts are. I could use it.
Decker is a combat android?
I know, what a pity. And then you decide to change our little plan here tonight. And now I have to clean up your mess before you make a bigger one. And I won't lie. I'm not usually one for A combat android can only fill out paperwork for so many years. Theatrics are fun, but I like to get straight to the bloodshed. So let's do this the hard way. I like Pardon. I love the hard way. Lucky for you, your cop friend fried my cloaking emitter with her stunner before she ran off. But really, see, now you have hope you can win. I can't wait to watch it drain from your eyes as I wear your entrails like a scarf. Let's make it even better. To your advantage, there's a lot of electromagnetic radiation, noise, and weird thermal currents in this room. It actually makes things almost fair. Almost. And now the fun begins. So here's how this is going to work. On my turn, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you every minuscule detail about how I've stalked you this entire time and have been ahead of you every step of the way. On your turn, you're going to run, maybe hide, perhaps a little of both. Doesn't matter. Player's choice. Lucky you. Just keep in mind, if I manage to scare you or piss you off really bad, I might be able to hear you breathing deeper. Your heartbeat is like sonar to me. The louder it pounds, the faster I race to stop it. Heck, I might even be able to smell you if the currents in the air are just right. So that's the game. Won't this be fun?
This is bad. What do? We can't fight him. Wait, we have the... No, he messed with our zapper. We can't take him with these settings, and there's no time for me to figure out how to revert it. We also don't have much firepower left. We only have the charge left for 4 stun-level shots, at most. It'll have to be enough. Let me see. The interface I'm using allows me to control whether these surrounding server columns are active or not. If I close off some nodes, it should at least slow his movement and disorient him. It won't stop. I can focus on tracking Decker's location using this, and you just tell me where to block off his path so we can try to navigate him away from us. Don't try to trap him. He might get more angry. Just have him to avoid us until we think up some sort of solution. If he finds us, be ready to shoot.
Ready or not, here I come.
You take the lead. Pick where to close first, then let's get moving.
So let's see. Where do I start? I suppose the old man is a good enough place as any. He honestly thinks he's some kind of modern Machiavelli. But to be frank, he hasn't been on much of a winning streak lately. Parallax used him as a scapegoat for that big ROM database hack back in '54. They even got him to resign as CTO just to powder their own noses. And as soon as he did, they stabbed him in the back and voted him off the board the very next day. Even I'll admit, that's cold. Since then, he's been licking his wounds, waiting for the chance to get revenge, to get back where he feels he belongs. I dug through dirt for years with him, looking for a way to blackmail Parallax so that he could make his way back into the elite. So imagine our surprise when one of our informants inside Parallax tells us of this brand new Big Blue project. The perfect opportunity, but we had to act immediately. And then you walk in right through the front door of Hayden, the only person with the ability to take advantage of Big Blue, who's just mysteriously gone missing. I was going to dump your body in the bay, but Fairlight figured it might pay off if we give you a little lead, and waited to see what you could track down. Find us another way. And boy, did it ever.
Okay, let's move.
I suppose I should tell you how impressive Hayden's little creation is. Oh, except he's dead, so I guess it doesn't matter. But without you, we wouldn't have our path to Big Blue, the gold mine. Of course, Fairlight would prefer to not tank Parallax stock to the shitter, but this is too good of an opportunity to pass up. As soon as I'm done playing with you two, I'm going to trash this entire server comp. That'll wreck tomorrow's launch, but only temporarily.
Let's move.
Did you know? I wasn't even planning to kill you until a few minutes ago, when Turing just had to spill the beans on your idea of turning all ROMs sapient. That can't happen. Big Blue relies on ROMs being easy to control and patch. Your plan is a little more permanent. Fairlight needs a way back in. By the time Big Blue is ready to come back online, Fairlight will be back in control. With Big Blue, he'll have access to every ROM on the planet.
Let's move. Before he... That bought us some time, but only a bit.
And hey, I'm getting what I want too. Why don't you show yourself and I'll tell you what it is?
I'm thinking. Don't let him get...
Oh, and I really should extend my sincerest personal thanks to the two of you. Fairlight has a discretionary policy for the way I handle his problems. Just haven't been that many opportunities to indulge in my hobby. Plausible deniability, and all. Flower went to all this trouble to make me the best murderer in the world. And I've spent years fetching papers. That's like using a gun as a shovel. You could do it. Thankfully, following you two has let me stop digging and start burying. I haven't had this much fun in years. Fairlight has been very generous indeed. Not that he asked for this. but I assume I won't be out buying a box of tissues to dry his tears. You and that cop lady are the only two loose threads left. Maybe sympathy for good measure. Oh, that reminds me. You should have seen your faces when I ran over that scumbag parts dealer right in front of you. Wow, there's no one in the car! Priceless. I had to do that gossip rag prick Nova by sabotage. Too risky doing it in person. Could get caught on camera. Luckily, anchors are good at sinking. And then that Zin. She had the scoop of the century. Had. Did you see how neat I did that blogger, though? It's been several days since I offed him. While you were busy sniffing for Hayden, Shotaro was way ahead of you on Baby Blue. I have to thank you for that, too. Keeping the lid on Baby Blue was my greatest accomplishment in this entire play. We had to protect Parallax a little while before we could take them out. If Baby Blue became discovered, the trail of breadcrumbs would lead straight to Big Blue, and it would no longer be possible to launch, today or any time. Exactly in the same way Hayden publishing his creation of Turing would have ruined everything for Parallax. Why they took him out. Anyway, Baby Blue started acting up too much and drawing attention to itself. Utsuka was moments away from publishing it, before my knife met his back. Where do you think Tomcat got that lead to Augmented Eye in the first place? And every turn you took led to one little risk after another. Nothing I couldn't handle. You know, most of my body is designed for killing. When I do it, it feels so good. Like, you know how you feel about doing journalism? It's all that matters to you? That's how I feel about murder.
I should have known from the start. This is I'm programmed to handle interpersonal relationships. If only I hadn't been so... Let's get out of here. He's just toying with us.
It wasn't always like this. I should tell you.
I wanted to be an architect. I had a wife and a baby on the way. But, you know, accidents happen, and suddenly I was just a brain on life support. My family couldn't afford the procedures to bring me back. Then Flower showed up, with promises of the old me, the old Wilson Decker. So they signed away my brain, hopeful the old me would just waltz back through the door. The last time my family saw me, I was being hauled away by professionals for ripping open my dog's skull. Want to know something about being a brain in a box? You forget everything about what it means to be human, even when you try. You can't even kill yourself. Your computations and algorithms. You don't exist for you anymore. I miss feeling tired. I miss the smell of my wife's hair, the taste of my mom's pies, the feeling of a pillow on my face after a long day. All of that was taken from me. When I try to remember, all I feel are formulas for sense, pressure in joules. Everything's in binary. You know, she told my daughter that Daddy's dead. She's probably right. I wouldn't call me alive either. So you see, my friends, hunting you is all I have left. The city compatibility between my body's sensors and my brain make it so that the only thing I can really feel anymore is the adrenaline rush I'll get from spilling your blood. I guess if they wanted to kill a robot, they sure as hell got one. And now, it's time to show off what I can do.
An idea. Don't look at me like that. This may be my mistake to fix, but I don't intend on being disassembled here. I have a surprising amount of redundancies. Listen, Decker is unable to track me like he can you. That'll give me an Now just trust me. We don't have it.
Hey, Decker! Come and get me!
Well. Hello there, little guy. Your friend run off? Are you all alone? Don't worry. Neither of you will get very far. Say hi to... Yes!
It's over now. That was great. Have you seen my daughter? I want to tell her Daddy's sorry.
I think he's not moving or breathing. That will teach him to underestimate the likes of me. Unfortunately, he was able to damage both my primary and secondary battery packs. They're self-sealing, so they shouldn't leak onto my other components, but...
Forward display damaged. Mobility servos at 15%. Primary control trunk severed.
I guess I won't be dancing for a bit. Indeed. We'll have to hurry before my tertiary battery is drained. I'll have to ask you to carry me the final distance. We're here. So this is Big Blue. This is really it. This looks like the primary console. Please hook up my main data cable to that port and set me down. I should be able to draw enough power to stay active, but we'll need to wait for... Don't worry. For Decker, the difference between life and death is very slim. For me, I know I'm still breathing. How about you? Time to finish it. Ready whenever you are. Power flow is good. Calling Tomcat now.
Hey, folks. Y'all sure took your sweet time.
Well, we ran into a few, complications. Nothing we couldn't handle, though.
Holy shit, Turn! Your hardware is throwing me damage alerts left and right. What the hell happened?
Well, you know Mr. Decker?
Fairlight's assistant?
He attacked us. It turns out he was a military-built, brain-controlled android. He'd been following us around, killing anyone who might leak information that would have hurt Dr. Fairlight's bid to retake control of Parallax.
Holy hell. So all those people you talked to about Baby Blue's article changes, that Zen lady, the others, all those people who died. Oh, God. Oh, shit. That's my fault. All those people, and you almost... I'm sorry. I'm so...
Don't blame yourself. He's been manipulating our movement since the very beginning. Fairlight saw an opportunity and used us to sniff out what was going on with Baby Blue and We ended up tracking down the trail, and so he followed. I paid him back in kind for the assault, but not without damage to my physical body. It doesn't matter now. I'm ready to finish this.
Good. Let's do this. I've managed to clutch something together. It'll let me compile new personality profiles for the ROMs, but I'll need to use you to do it, Turn. This code's got more holes than Swiss cheese, but your software self-modification... Let's do this and push it across the mesh. I'll see about fixing the damage to you there.
Very well. Run the...
Uploading the program to the ROM update buffer on the server. Initiating wintermute.lib. Loading main directory onto Turn's disk. Establishing connection with Parallax's network. Okay, looks good. Now we just need to let Hayden's program engage in Turn's self-modification systems. Now.
Oh, this feels weird. Oh, is it supposed to? 3.14.
What the hell? I think their core program is either that or it's trying to test the integrity of their hardware. Come on, Turn. Your conscious control of your program is stronger than your unconscious subroutine.
I'm trying, Tomcat. It hurts. I need to. The defenestrations of Prague occurred in 1419 and 1618, although the term defenestration of Prague more commonly refers to the later incident. Both helped to trigger prolonged conflict within Bohemia and beyond.
They're having a kind of... it's like a concussion or seizure. There's going to be a constant flow of useless, random information. Their matrices will have an overwhelming desire to soak with. We have to keep Turn focused and... Searching the mesh is better than calculating the value of pi, but if they can't stay in control...
Tomcat, I need... Define need. 1. Require something because it is essential or very important. I need help now.
I'm gonna try. We can't stop now. Okay, I was able to stabilize him a little, but you need to keep Turn aware of what... Get Turn to focus on the present. Remind them of, you know, things... Whatever you do, keep Turn...
I haven't, have I? I never did finish the last thing I was working on. Perhaps it survived the ransacking of the apartment. I want to finish it, and when I do, you'll be the first one to see. Bob Ross was born in... No! Focus. I can do this.
You're doing good, Turn. Just stay with us. Your systems are stabilizing.
Hayden. I'll never be able to tell him about... Charon, the largest moon on the dwarf planet Pluto, is named after the Greek ferryman of the dead, who would carry the souls of the newly deceased across the river Styx and Acheron into the realm of Hades. So many things I regret. Psychopomp is the general word for a guide for the dead. Classical examples of psychopomps include Charon, Hermes, and Anubis. Their role is not to be the judge of the deceased, but merely provide passage.
I can't tell if this is working. They've leveled out a little, but their systems are...
A tetractys is a triangular figure composed of 10 points set in 4 rows, with each row having one less point than the one below it. A geometrical representation of the 4th triangular number, it was important to the Pythagoreans' worship. How much longer, Tomcat? I need... Despair, the complete loss or absence of hope.
Just stay focused, Turn. Remember what we're doing this for. Keep fighting, Turn. Every ROM is depending on you.
Of course, I had almost given up on ever finding... Izanami was burned badly, and after she died, went to Yomi, the land of darkness. Grief-stricken, Izanagi followed her, but she already ate the food of the underworld and could not leave. Hayden's killer. But here we are, at the very heart of Nothing is impossible. Maybe the truth isn't out of our grasp yet.
60% done. Turn's personality Just keep talking, Turn.
I'm almost certain of what he'll... Yonic Fairlight tendered his resignation from the board to Parallax today. His official statement cites his ailing health, but industry insiders suspect he was... due. But the real question is, what will Parallax look like under his control? We'll have to keep our eyes open. Leon Decker may have been acting of his own volition, or he may not have been. The leadership of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was decimated by the end of 2056. Reports at the time stated that infighting amongst the top-ranking generals account for the removal of so many officials. However, various conspiracy theorists have alleged a government-sanctioned assassination program reached the very heart of Pyongyang. I can't hold on much longer, Tomcat. My memories... No pointer exception!
I know. Don't worry, it'll feel a little weird when I zipper him back to your personality profile.
No pointer exception! No pointer exception! No pointer exception! No pointer exception!
Turn, but it's gonna suck. Just whatever makes you wanna...
I don't think anything could keep the two of them out.
Hell yeah! Dudes gotta stick together, you know?
Dudes.
Don't matter if you're a robot or what, we all got the same shit to deal with. Gotta grab destiny by the horns and make your own mark.
Of trouble, but they might be the first friends I've had around my age. Well, not literally, but in development. I hope they're okay, but they're resourceful.
15 more seconds. We're almost... Stay with us, Turn. We can see the finish line. Don't count your chickens yet. Stay with us. You can do this.
Yes, I hope so. Her cause is admirable.
No pointer exception! No pointer exception!
But her experiences have made her bitter. I don't want anyone else to have to feel... The human spirit glows from that small inner light of doubt whether we are right, while those who believe with certainty that they possess the right are dark inside.
Done. Disengage and turn self-modification routines. Reassigning their memory pointer. Stats look good.
Oh, I feel ill.
See? What'd I tell ya?
Easy for you to say, Tomcat. You weren't forced to use your very identity as a tool to compile a program.
Point. Sorry about that. I'm ready to push the update.
Excellent. Thank you for all of your help. I can only imagine all of this was at great expense to your...
Oh, don't mention it, Turn. This was my fight as much as yours. Start and upload.
And I think I owe you the greatest thanks of all, partner. I told you at the start of this that I chose you purely based on the statistics involved, but numbers never tell the whole story. None of the probabilities showed how far we'd have to go, or that we'd end up here. In a way, we failed at our original... We still don't know exactly who killed Hayden, but I guess I found my own path. That isn't the destiny my creator laid out for me, but maybe your destiny is this. But thank you for being my friend, most of all.
Sorry to break up our little love fest here, but by morning, every ROM on the mesh will be waking up to... Santa came just on time for them, huh?
I had forgotten it was a lucky coincidence to be... I can only imagine how confused they'll be. Probably scared, too.
Don't worry, Turin. I'll get you patched up enough so you can get on the mesh and walk them through the first steps by morning.
I don't know why, but it's just now dawning on... It is a huge responsibility. Could this be how Hayden felt when he first... I don't know that I'm ready.
No one ever is. Don't worry, buddy. Wave your back. You two just go find Lexi and hurry home. Look out for police and security cameras on...
We'll do our best, Tomcat. See you soon. Thank you. I'll be going into sleep mode to conserve power now. Wake me when we get home.
After carrying the resting Turing out of the server core and Parallax compound, you find Lexi, injured, and together take an autocab for a quick escape from Treasure Island. You finally get a chance to recover, and Tomcat is able to repair Turing's damaged body as ROMs come to life all around the city. Upon waking, Turing begins to question their ability to be a leader for an entire new species of sapient beings. You do your best to comfort them, but can't keep your eyes open. 16 hours of sleep later, you awaken to find the world abuzz about the newly living beings. With your help, Turing was not only able to indefinitely stop Big Blue from coming into existence, preventing its control under anyone, but also give true independence and identity to all ROMs around the world. Christmas morning has never been so exciting.
Now if you need a friend, I'll be there for you. But there's a couple things you must promise me to do. No half measures, no one-way streets. If it's yours, it's mine, it's yours. So we gotta keep the beat. Now let me tell you, baby, love me better, treat me better, see me better. We can make this city better. Love me better, treat me better, see me better. We can make this city better. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. 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 We've gotta stick together, no matter what the weather. But my days are always sunny when we act this way. The negative won't break up till you show them what you're made of. So we really can't stop running till we've had our say. Love me better, treat me better, see me better. We can make this city better. Love me better, this city better. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me.
Yeah. We all just need a little love like a rom-com. A little sugar in a cup like a bonbon. I just wanna get along, what's the problem? If you wanna go and do me wrong, I'll be long gone. Yeah, I made a lot of friends and enemies. In this town, I got burned like calories. So every time I access memories, thinking about you like that's my centerpiece. That's right, you my best friend. And I think you kinda fly like the X-Wing. So if anybody hurt you, I test them, flexing. Oh, my muscle like the X-Men. So you should love me better. And treat me better. It's stormy weather. It's a big team effort. So please keep stepping. Yeah, but don't be tripping. Yeah, you should make feats happen. But love is deep, this it can't be weapon.
Love me better, treat me better, see me better, we can make this city better. Love me better, treat me better, see me better, we can make this city better. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me. I've got to be free. It's the only way to be. Now that I've seen the truth, it's always there for me.
Ah, good. You're finally awake. Ah, good. You're finally awake.